Thanks for tuning into the BoshNRoll channel. Liking the video and subscribing to the channel are free and easy for you, and they help me out a lot. If you want to go further with your support, Patreon and YouTube membership offer access to the BoshNRoll Discord community, early access to lists, written content, things like that. You can have me play your deck on the channel, and the highest tiers come with individual coaching sessions. If you use YouTube membership, you also get sweet badges and emotes integrated here into YouTube. You can support the channel while you shop at tcgplayer.com by using my affiliate link in the video description, and you can play any deck anytime by using a cardhoarder.com loan account on Magic Online. If you want to wear your support, check out the merch store. And of course, thanks for being here. Now let's go play some Magic. Welcome to another BoshNRoll limited experience with the Extreme Supreme Vintage Cube draft. This is a draft format that uses the Vintage Cube, and instead of drafting with 8 players, you're just presented with 18 packs one at a time, and you pick 2 packs from each, and then you have 36 cards to build your deck from. That's 18 first picks and 18 second picks, or 36 first picks, depending on how you want to interpret all that, but you will get the best 2 cards out of every pack to build your best deck with. I have seen on Twitter that there appears to be a bug that you can only get 1 copy of each card, which is kind of a bummer because last year you could actually get like 5 Black Lotuses if 5 of your 18 packs had Black Lotus in them, and that is less fun, less supreme than it was last year, but it's still great. This is the second video I'm doing of the Supreme Draft this year. Not sure how many I'm going to end up doing. This might be it, but we did manage to trophy the first one with a pretty awesome deck, and let's jump into this one and see how it goes. Here we are in the draft portion of the video. Blightsteel Colossus. I have only good experiences with this card. It is the most powerful creature in the cube. It's a tinker thing, it's a sneak attack thing, it's not a reanimator thing, it is a show and tell thing. I am interested in Blightsteel Colossus. And the other options here, I'm looking at Brain Freeze or Tolarian Academy. Academy is a powerful enabler, especially with the number of artifacts you're likely to get with 36 first picks. Brain Freeze is a storm payoff, though. I think I want Academy and Blightsteel Colossus. That's where I'm going to start this draft. I'm going to be prioritizing cheap artifact mana anyway, and Academy is a nice way to get that off the ground. Right, Dimir Signet is an artifact ramp spell. It's not a Mox, but it's not bad. I'm not going to be taking cards like Llanowar Elves in the Supreme Cube. No thank you. I'm looking at Echo of Eons to go with my Dimir Signet here. 1,000 Year Storm is exciting, but that's a gold card that I think is ultimately less powerful than the Draw 7. Moving in on these. Urza Saga, I feel like that's going to be a little slow, but it is an artifact engine. Oh, Lotus Petal and Thran Dynamo are both here also. That's a pile of artifact mana. We could figure out payoffs later. Yeah, I'm just going with the artifact mana. There's a Mox Sapphire in this pack. That's an easy one. What's going with it? Don't expect Gaia's Cradle to pay off. Kuldotha Forge Master can get the Blightsteel Colossus. Cultivate's way too slow. Baleful Strix is an artifact, but it costs 2 colors. It does cost the 2 colors that Dimir Signet happens to make, and blue-black is not a bad place to be. I'm going to put this Mox Sapphire in the pile because that's definitely happening. Then we'll think about the rest here. I reorganize my picks so I can think about them more clearly. We got mana, storm spells, or enablers, and payoffs. Those are my 3 piles. Kiki Jiki lets us start moving into a Splinter Twin situation if we end up there. Phantasmal Image is just like whatever the best card is. Kuldotha Forge Master costs 5 and is pretty slow, but it does put Blightsteel Colossus into play. Angle Wire can be sweet, but when everybody's deck is as busted as a Supreme Cube draft's going to be, they're going to have material laying around. Like when you have 3 Moxen and they don't, Tangle Wire is good, but when everyone has them, it's less good. I think it's between Kiki, Jiki, Forge Master, and Baleful Strix. Those are my serious considerations right now. I'm going to take Forge Master. We first pick Blightsteel Colossus, let's build around it. Okay. Mind's Desire is a hell of a payoff, and it's a way to use all this artifact mana, fast mana, blue mana that we have in the deck, and you can chuck Blightsteel Colossus into play with it. Demonic Tutor I like a lot. Sensei's Top, really tempting. Inkwell Leviathan is another Tinkerbot if we find a Tinker. Karn Liberate is a cool thing to do with a lot of mana. I could give up on Storm entirely and take Lodestone Golem and just be an artifact like Stax Prison deck. But I want to be busted. I don't want to be the police. I want to be the criminal. I'm going to take Demonic Tutor and Mind's Desire here. I think the disciplined, like, strictly correct play is Sensei's Top and Demonic Tutor, but I don't pass Mind's Desires. I love that card. Got Mox Diamond in this pack. Empty the Warrens is a Storm payoff. Don't really love Hoof. Basalt Monolith is more artifact mana. That's really good. I think Mox Diamond is an easy one, and then it's between Empty or Basalt Monolith. Fergie's pretty cool, but she's a third color. So is Empty, though. But Mox Diamond and Lotus Petal make that third color. And Mind's Desire is just the lord of the castle when it comes to storm spells. I'd rather Mind's Desire than Tendrils, even. That's the life I want to live. I'm going to take more artifact mana. Just take all fast mana. Let the payoffs come. Bargain is kind of a sweet one. Bargain is kind of tricky because you need fast mana to get it out quick enough to be useful, but then you need enough fast mana still in your deck to draw cards and do stuff. Oko is the best Planeswalker in the Vintage Cube, but in Supreme Cube play, it might be a little too slow. This pack is not great, though. I'm probably going to end up with Upheaval and Bargain here. Or it could be Upheaval and Oko. So I'm leaning into blue-black. I'm going to take Upheaval and Bargain. Okay, we have Lotus Bloom, Show and Tell. Show and Tell is a nice one for Bargain and Colossus. Though opponents are all going to have crazy shit in their decks, too. I don't love Lotus Bloom, though. Like, games, I don't always expect them to last 3 turns, and you can cheat this with Mind's Desire. I'm looking at Mana Drain and Show and Tell, though, as my serious considerations right now. There is a Tutor here, there's Mana Fixing here in Bloodstained Mire. There's a Ritual in Cabal Writ. I guess I am a black Storm deck. Cabal Ritual could play, but I'm not very good at getting Threshold. Yeah, I think I want Mana Drain and Show and Tell. Okay, we got Deceiver Exarch. We passed the Kiki Jiki, though, so that's not really on the table. Reanimate doesn't work with Blightsteel, but if we end up in a Show and Reanimate deck, like, we could just start taking more fatties to make the Show and Tell more robust, and then Reanimate gets better alongside it. Rakdos Signet is more artifact mana. Repeal is a nice generic Storm builder or generic answer. Like, you can repeal your own Mox Sapphire to build 2 Storm, and it's card neutral and mana neutral. Like, you pay 1, spend the card repeal, get Mox Sapphire back, replay it, you get your blue mana back, and repeal draws a card. I think I'm in for that. We're going Stormy here. Taking the repeal over the Reanimate is a big declaration that I'm trying to Storm, and I'm not trying to do anything else. Frantic Search. This is good with Storm. Battle Ball is another big stupid artifact thing we can do. Monastery Mentor. That is a good one. We have 2 sources of white right now in Mox Diamond and Lotus Petal. Skull Clamp. There's nothing to pick that up. There's 1 creature in the deck, and it's Blightsteel Colossus. Oh, all right, and Forge Master. 2 creatures in the deck. I could take Jens, who is an artifact, but I don't think it's the type of artifact I'm looking for. Fast Bond is also really strong, but I don't think it's as good as Mentor. Skull Clamp is a cheap artifact, but there's nothing to put it on. Venser is Disruption, if I want any sort of fair plan, but I think Mentor is better than that, too. Yeah, I'm going Mentor and Frantic Search, which also happen to be a combo together. Yeah, Black Lotus. Ding, 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 ding. All right. The deck just got real. That's another white source. Bolus's Citadel is a better Yawgmoth's Bargain. Karn Scion is just a generic, like, thing you can do. I'm not really interested in that. Simic Signet is another artifact mana source. Let's get the Black Lotus in the pile, because that's definitely happening. I don't really want Dark Confidant. This deck is pretty top heavy, and I don't expect games to go that long. Lenolinda Archmage is also really good on offense and defense. Like, you can just put this thing into play and hold up a blue to protect your combo or make sure you don't die to theirs. Sheldock Isle is really strong if you think you can get your deck under 20 cards before the game ends in the Supreme Cube, which I don't have a lot of faith in. This is actually really tough. It's Citadel, Signet, or Archmage. I'm going to take this Signet, I think. Mana over everything. Mox Pearl, mana over everything. Those are the rules. Channel is good with Blightsteel, but green is really hard to come by. Control Magic, I think Force of Will is the play here. There's a lot of these decks, like look at my deck. I have so much mana and then a thin number of things to do with it. And a lot of decks are going to end up built like that. So one Force of Will at a relevant pinch point. I've won a lot of games of Vintage Cube and lost a lot of games of Vintage Cube where you just make like 6 or 7 mana on the first 2 turns and then only have one thing to do with it. And Force of Will is good because it can protect their thing or protect you from their protection. And the deck has plenty of blue cards to support it. I'm in. Gilded Lotus, okay. I'm interested in that. Soul Ring, but not the right one. We're not in a position to take this Soul Ring. There's another Splinter Twin. We could have had a reasonable Splinter Twin deck, but I decided we're storming. Dark Petition and Gilded Lotus, I think, are the takes here. Dark Petition is a demonic tutor if you have spell mastery, and it's a bad diabolic tutor if you don't. How likely are we to have spell mastery? Honestly, not very. I do love Gilded Lotus, though. That's happening. And then it's between Muldrifter and Dark Petition. Muldrifter is blue for Force of Will. What else does it do? Are there any other combos? I could put it in off show and tell. Not excited about that. I think I want Dark Petition. Gilded Lotus and Dark Petition are in. Now I'm very interested in Dark Rituals, like if Cabal Ritual comes back around. I don't know if I can... We've determined that you can't get 2 of the same card, but can you see the same card twice if you don't take it? Or does it really just put out 15 fresh ones every time? Here's actual Soul Ring. Done and done. And then Esther Might. The rest of the Splinter Twin deck is here. We're already off that, though. There's Vamp Tutor. Freak Maw, Riftwing, Cloudskate. Not excited about any of those. Emrakul goes with the Show and Tell plan. Also a pretty exciting flip off Mind's Desire. So I could just take Chart a Course for some selection and looting. Golgari Signet is here too, which is actually a black Signet. And black is a color in the deck. I'm going to tentatively reserve Emrakul. But we're going to look at the mana sources here. I have Lotus Petal, Dimir Signet, Mox Diamond, Rakdos Signet, Black Lotus that make black right now, Gilded Lotus. Having a black Signet would be nice, but it's going to be really bad when I Mind's Desire and nothing happens because my deck is all mana rocks. So Blightsteel and Mentor are the 2 type of creatures that can win a game on their own. Okay, I'm taking the Signet by Emrakul. I tried. Wormcoil Engine, Wishclaw Talisman, Ancestral Vision is dope, but again, I don't think games are going to go that long. You can take Yorion and play a bunch of extra basics. That's not the plan. Wormcoil Engine is the type of thing that can pay off if you're not going broken, and it's not a bad flip if you are going broken. I think I want Wormcoil. I could take this Misty Rainforest on spec, or I could take Wishclaw Talisman, which is both a tutor and an artifact. Yeah, I think it's Wishclaw and Wormcoil. I don't want that Izzet Signet. Mox Emerald is here. Strip Mine is here. Miscalculations here. Ancient Tomb. Everflowing Chalice. The Mox Emerald is an easy one. Archon of Cruelty. In this deck might actually be castable, and is also a good deliver off of Mind's Desire or Show and Tell. I'm not a deck that's going to spend time strip mining. Ancient Tomb is actually really exciting because it can jump these signets out. Torrential Gearhulk only casts instants, which I have a couple of, but most of my good spells are sorceries here. I'm going to take Emerald and Archon. second to last pack here. Gitaxian Probe is usually free money, and Underground Sea to fix my mana as much as I can. I think this is a pretty easy pack. Probe is just such a free spell and plays into Force of Will, or supports Force of Will, and Underground Sea is the dual land that I want. Last pick of the draft, and it's kind of a stinker. I didn't end up with any red cards. We are purely blue-black here. I could take this Sneak Attack and the Volcanic Island that has Archon, Wormcoil, Koldatha, Blightsteel to pay off with, and I would end up with... I have a lot of sources of every color. Like, I could take Consecrated Sphinx and just stay blue-black. Seagate Stormcaller is pretty exciting. Like a Demonic... What cards can I double? Demonic Tutor? It's things that are 2 or less, so I don't actually have many of those. It's Demonic Tutor. It would be tough to double a Mana Drain, Gitaxian Probe, and Repeal for 1 or 0 are the things I can double. I don't love that. I could take Freebooter and Consecrated Sphinx. Freebooter is another piece of disruption, and Sphinx is a payoff. Or Stonecoil Serpent is just a big fat artifact thing to do with a lot of mana, but it sucks coming off of Mind's Desire. You could also just throw it onto the stack for 0 to build Storm. I think I want Freebooties and Consecrated Sphinx. Yeah, it might be... Is it too late to get into Sneak Attack, or is that exactly what I want? I could take... Alright, I'm taking Consecrated Sphinx and Freebooter. Let's just keep it 2 color. Time to build this thing. There are 36 cards here. 2 of them are lands, so 34. I have so much artifact mana. This is awesome. I'm going to start sorting the pile out by function first, and then curve. Like, I'm going to get all the mana over here, and then look at what's left in the deck to curve with. Put Archon and Blightsteel over in this probably need to cheat them into play pile, though I have enough mana and Academy that I could easily cast either of those given enough time. This deck needs very few lands because it has so much artifact mana. It's actually a little messed up. How many white sources did I end up with? Lotus, Lotus Petal, Mox Diamond, Mox Pearl, and Gilded Lotus. I have 5 white sources built in without having to play a basic Plains. I think that's enough. Maybe I should have taken the Yorion. All these cards are just so good. I just want them all. Echo of Eons is actually looking kind of bad. I don't have a Lion's Eye Diamond or any way to discard it. I would have to pay 6 on the front half. So getting that spin into Mind's Desire with this much fast mana in early Echo could leave me way ahead. Right, what happens if I cut Yogg Bargain, Koldatha Forge Master? How often am I going to be a Spellmaster? Because that really affects the playability of Dark Petition. I have Repeal, Frantic Search, Demonic Tutor, Mana Drain, and Gitaxian Probe. I have 5 spells that could reasonably be in my graveyard. If Dark Petition comes out, I don't want a 5-mana tutor when I have a 2-mana one already in the deck. Is it possible to have too much artifact mana? Like Basalt Monolith and Thran Dynamo. Do I need those on top of all of these Signets and Moxen? Gilded Lotus is just so powerful. I want that. What's the deck look like without these heavier ones? If I just add 9 lands right now, I would have 11 lands in the deck, plus 12 artifact mana sources for 23 total mana sources. It's kind of a lot. It's not too many as long as I have somewhere to go with it. But if that's the case, then I want Yogg Bargain and probably Dark Petition back in. Like, tutors are the kind of thing that can really help you pay off these outrageous number of mana sources. And in that case, what's left that isn't so good? Probably Kitesail Freebooter is deceptively one of the better cards because it does a unique thing to my deck, and worse cards because it's just a creature in this completely busted thing. I'm going to put Bargain back in the deck first. When we took the Bargain, it was pretty early. It was on spec. We got there. All of these zeros in the deck, that's what you want with Bargain. Like, we can support this card. I could just add 8 lands, put my Dark Petition back in. I wouldn't be worried about the land count at all, except we do have Mox Diamond, which needs an extra land to be able to function. And we do need our first 2 mana to get the Signet mana base up off the ground. I'm not playing a Plains. Magic Online is recommending 6 islands, 3 swamps. How do I feel about that? Probably fine. There is no Mox Jet. That is one of the small number of Moxen I didn't get. I do have a blue Mox, don't have a black Mox. I have 2 cards in my deck that cost double black, and my tutors cost black. I'm going to do 5 and 4 on islands and swamps. Do I want Booter? Do I want Dark Petition? Are the only questions left to answer. Echo of Eons is one of the weaker cards that's still in the deck. Oh, I have Frantic Search that can dump Echo. Never mind. I do have a really good Echo enabler. And Consecrated Sphinx is a serious payoff with Echo. I think I'm going to run it like this. I can sideboard in the Freebooter if my opponent is busted, but I don't think Freebooter is better in the main deck than Demonic Tutor. In Mana Drain is the slot. These are both slots that are disruptive, and one of them is reactive and pays you off in mana. One of them's proactive, plus you get a bunch of extra information. Mana Drain is blue to pitch to Force of Will if necessary. Okay, I think this is where I'm going to settle on this. Cutting the Kuldotha Forge Master means that Blightsteel Colossus has to arrive via Show and Tell or a Mind's Desire, or a mid to late game hardcast, but I think my deck can support that. Okay, I'm locking it in. Let's go play some Supreme Cube. I am on the draw with something of a banger here. I'm going to keep it. Who needs lands? Uh-oh. Now they know what I'm doing. This is an extremely busted hand. If they have like a Thalia in their deck. I don't think you usually put Gitaxian Probe in a Thalia deck. Oh no, Workshop. Please don't kill me. What is this shit? Oh, okay. That's a relief. This hand definitely just straight folds to Sphere of Resistance or Trinisphere or any of that. I don't know if those are in the cube, but it's worth keeping track of what kills you. All right, show me your secrets. They have Cryptic Command, Time Spiral, Time Twister, Grim Monolith. All right, they're trying to do the twist over there. How far can I get on this turn? If I cast Show and Tell, all they can do is put in Grim Monolith, and I could get Worm Coil. Can I go bigger? Okay, Sapphire, and I have this Upheaval. Sapphire can cast Soul Ring. Soul Ring can cast Signet. Signet can cast Demonic Tutor with a green floating. I'm going to Demonic Tutor. Oh, no green floating. That's right. That's how Signets work. With nothing floating. I could just Black Lotus Show and Tell here, but then it's Worm Coil Engine versus Time Twister Time Spiral. And all the mana. I'm going to DT. And then take a look. I can... How much mana do I have next turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still a little short. I could just get Academy and have zillions of mana and try to make something happen. I'm short of Desire. I would really like to Upheaval, replay all my artifacts and Mind's Desire, but I'm a little short of that. Frantic Search is only good if you actually have lands, which I don't. High probability this just won't even be my hand next turn and it doesn't matter. So maybe I should just get and play Black Lotus and be set up for the post-Twister universe. Yeah, I think that makes sense to my brain. Yeah, I'm just going to get and play Black Lotus and then pass the turn. So if they're going to twist anyway, I might as well Show and Tell, right? Yeah, their hand sucks. Show and Tell, put in Worm Coil. They put in Grim Monolith. And now they can Time Twister. They know the last card in hand is Show and Tell for me. Oh, they top decked Ancestral Recall. That's a good one. It's not a good one, though, if your plan is to Time Twister, because all those cards just go away. Matic Vista, Mox Ruby. They can't Time Spiral. They can attack with Yens and draw a card. Not appear to be the plan. They can attack into their Yens and give them a card. That's fine. Worm Coil Engine is not here to not attack. Need some life points. Upheaval is pretty bad at this point because it upheaves my Worm Coil Engine, and then they can just redeploy and time twist it away next turn. They're a blue source away from Cryptic Command, which can bounce my Worm Coil. Lane's Mox Pearl. Uh-oh, an artifact. Phyrexian Metamorph, okay. Now I'm incentivized to upheaval. But still, they have Time Twister and I don't. Ancestral Recall is a good card. It's a mixed Signet. Yeah, I mean, let me just work my way into this. Smash. And if we're just trading off tokens, then upheaval gets a lot better. Cast my Signet. I know there are 3 cards in hand right now. What happens if I upheaval right now? I still have a land drop. I can replay... Oh, I only have 5 mana. Never mind. Can't upheaval anyway. Though I think it is time to do it. It would definitely hurt them more than it hurts me at this point. Uh-oh. Fuck is this? They're just elbow tapping all their mana. Okay, they're going for a time spiral. That's fine. I redrew my Worm Coil engine. Yeah, they correctly identified that I was ready to upheaval for significant gain. Oxjet, Storm is 2. I can Frantic Search at instant speed and turn my hand into different cards. Bribery. That's a bad one for me. Okay, I'm gonna use my Signets, or one of my Signets. Probably shouldn't use the... Oh, okay. I'm untapping my Black Source anyway. Okay, Frantic Search, let's go. Bummer. They're gonna get my Blightsteel here. But I can upheave it back to my own hand. Alright. Your bribe paid off. Let's hope they don't have Time Walk. Oh, Archon, that's even better. Okay. I'm gonna sack the Death Touch one and discard Island. If I draw Mox Diamond, I'll regret that, but otherwise it's fine. Salt Monolith. These are gone, to my knowledge. Solemn Simulacrum's back for more. The mightiest monster. Oh, right, my plan is upheaval. I don't even care about discarding Island because I'm going to have a bunch of lands in my hand anyway. It's going to block. I'm not planning on that being in play next turn. Mentor is a good one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or 4, 5, 6, 7. Hope this works. My only plan. Eve. No, they're tapping mana. Miscalculation. It's good enough. Oof. Oof. Can't pay 2. Well, I mean, I was not playing my land I don't feel bad about because post... Like, I didn't see Miscalculation in their deck. And post upheaval, having my land drop would have been worth a lot, so they got me with an unknown card. I'm not going to apologize for that. Though, I am in some trouble. I think I have to discard Gilded Lotus here. Crucible, okay. Here come their assholes. I discard Gilded Lotus. 2 cards in their hand. None of these are white sources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana. I can play Mentor off of the Lotus Petal. Soul Ring plus white. Mentor. Force of Will on the hard cast. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Worm Coil Engine on the hard cast. I have to sack it, but I end up with 2 blockers. I can use the lifelink on the Yens and the Death Touch. Okay, unless something even more fucked up's coming out of Shelldock Isle. Okay, yeah, we're dead. That was a stern beating. They twisted correctly the turn before I upheaved. I think this is a Kite Sail Freebooter matchup. Their deck is just at a power level where taking something from their hand is probably worth doing. Do I need all these lands in my deck? Cut one of the islands, I think? Or is it a swamp? I'm gonna cut a swamp and submit my deck. Okay, these are the wrong artifacts to go with my Academy. Got a mulligan this one. Uh-oh, I'm getting punished. Maybe I do need more lands in my deck than I thought. I should probably be counting Signets as like half a mana source instead of a full one. Even Soul Ring doesn't really count as one if I don't have a way to cast it. Okay, we've got a keeper here. Keep, and what can I do with this? I have to put Archon on the bottom. So if I can Mana Drain and cast Archon, that is a world I want to be in. But I can't Mana Drain on turn 1. That would definitely be a turn 2 play. And Frantic Search is pretty good post Mulligan. But all right, I think I'm going to send the Frantic Search in the Freebooter and just play to Mana Drain. I will run out my Lotus in case I need to Mana Drain to stay alive. But in the meantime, let's just hope they don't do anything I have to interact with on turn 1. We did see Force of Will out of their deck too. Right. I'm not going to counter and explore. Time Walk confirmed. They have Time Walk, Ancestral, Time Twister. They went supreme for sure. Sheldock Isle. Time Walk into Sheldock Isle. Explosive start. From Mox. Exiling Spellseeker. Shipping it. Okay. Good, good, good. All right, now I'm ready to drain into Archon. I have 6 mana next turn, so I just need to drain a 2-drop or bigger, and then I can Archon. Not fighting over a mana rock. All right. I'm almost just casting my Archon. Another mana rock. They'll only have 2 cards in their hand. I mean, they can play the waiting game. Like, if they just wait 8 turns, then somehow their Sheldock Isle is inevitability here. Because it depends on what's under it. It was nice I could sneak that Dimir Signet in and still hold up Mana Drain. They're metamorphing. This is a mana rock. Like, there are only artifacts to copy. Black Lotus is a good one, but it's still just mana, which they already have a lot of. Ooh, Wishclaw Talisman. Interested in that. A Dimir Signet coming in clutch, developing the board. I'm just going to pass on that for now. There's the Yens. I think they have better cards than this. That is going to pressure the board. Like, I don't get to just hang out for free now. Okay, Academy. What's in my deck? If I activate my... There's a Mentor I can't cast. There's a Show and Tell I can cast with Mana Drain backup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can also just cast Archon with Mana Drain backup right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, here's Archon. Hope they don't have 2 counter spells. That's the power of big mana. I should have moved to my second main to do this. Because if I Mana Drain a Force of Will now, I'm going to get my 5 mana in my next main phase, which is second main. And I want it on my first main with all my mana untapped. Ah, shit. I might have fucked this up. Hopefully this just resolves and we don't have to think about it. Or it draws some payoff for a pile of mana. Most of my good cards cost double blue is the problem, and I only have 3 blue. So if I do end up with a pile of colorless mana next turn with my talisman, it'll be hard to use it. They're mana draining. I'm gonna drain back. Hope their last card in hand isn't also a counterspell. Okay, Archon, trigger. We both get to draw a card here. Okay. Lotus Petal, that is a blue source. But they lost their Time Spiral and drew a random card. So I can go to second main, where I get the drain mana, and I'll have 3 mana to work with. If I activate this, I'll have blue, 1 of any color. What's the best thing I can do for 3 mana? No Time Walk in my deck. Yeah, I think this is a wait situation. Just, I took the last card in their hand. I'm just going to pass the turn. The thing they were sitting on forever was Time Spiral, and Archon took that away. So they're on 2 random cards off the top of the deck right now. Strip Mine. I suspected that with the Crucible last game, and turns out it was true. Which is fortunate, because I was about to Mind's Desire my face off. It's time for Archon to do Archon shit. Just attack for 9 and draw me a card. Repeal. Okay. That's really good with Wishclaw Talisman. Can I get Mentor down before I start doing other stuff? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. That's 3 mana for Mentor. 1 to activate Wishclaw. which would have to get a mana source. That's actually fine. I like that. Okay. Petal. 1, 2, 3. Mentor. Then I can just Wishclaw for any Mox. Yeah, or does Soul Ring work? Yeah, Soul Ring works too. Is Soul Ring better than Mox? Yeah, probably. I get Soul Ring, cast Soul Ring, trigger Mentor. I'm gonna get a bunch of Mentor triggers and my Wishclaw back. 3 mana, repeal, Wishclaw. They're untapping their Basalt Monolith in response. Got me. Okay, their deck is powerful. They have shown me that they have like Time Twister and stuff that can get out of this. Ancestral Recall. Let's just hope that doesn't happen. We are way ahead on board right now. Fractured Identity would be brutal. If they can get this Shelldock Isle empty, that would be rough. Ooh, something Sphinx in here. I'm going to trigger my Monks and Mentor and then attack. This makes the attack lethal even if they answer the Archon. They could have drawn Cryptic Command, I suppose, but I can counter that now. Can I counter that now? Do I have another counterspell in the deck? Okay, it was Cryptic Command. To check my deck, if there's anything that answers this off of Wishclaw. Oh yeah, Force of Will is in my deck, sure. Which is lethal. Activate this. You can do this on your turn. It's not activate only as a sorcery. It's activate only on your turn. You're going to get Force of Will. And I have the mana around to hard cast it. And then they're dead. Bang. That felt good. That was a sweet one. Supreme. That was on the Multi 5 too. I think I should get this land back in here. Getting off the ground does seem pretty relevant. Trying to think if there's room to be clever. Like, we've seen Bribery, but I have so many good creatures in my deck that even if I cut Blightsteel and Archon, which are my best win cons, they could still steal Consecrated Sphinx, which also kills me. So there's no line there. That's not a thing that's going to happen. Is it a Signet? Do I just have too many of those? Is it Gilded Lotus? Is this matchup going to be too fast for Gilded Lotus and I should just focus on my low drops? That makes sense. All right. Talk myself into that one. Let's go. They have Mana Drain and Force of Will on top of all their power. We actually have really comparable supporting spells and just very different win conditions. No blue mana here. That's rough. I think I have to mulligan this. Okay, here's the thing I was worried about of Mox Diamond with a low land count. I'm going to keep this hand, though, and send Blightsteel to the bottom. I have Force Blue card, but that is all that I have. Ancestraling in my upkeep. Yeah, that's not worth a Force of Will when this is all I got going on. Okay, that was a good draw, because that lets me Mox Diamond. Discard this, cast Soul Ring, and Lotus Petal. Now I can mana drain without spending my Force. I have nowhere to put drain mana, but at least I have a layer of protection here. I would love to get Time Twisted. They're just ramping. Come on, deck. Something to do. Sapphire. Okay, now I can hardcast Force without losing my Lotus Petal or mana drain. Another artifact from them. We're playing Draw-Go, but they have 5 cards in hand to my less than that. Look how similar our decks are. This is something. Repeal. Okay. I'm gonna hold on to that. I could use it to cantrip and pick up my Mox Sapphire and do the cantrip trick. But if I top deck Mind's Desire, I'm gonna wish that I held on to that extra storm a turn longer. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One short, but now I have somewhere to go if I drain something. They gotta look. My hand's full of blue cards. I have Mana Drain and Force Blue card available. Oh, Squirm Coil. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can cast this, but it taps me out of Drain. Where I'm just really worried about their 6 cards in hand over there. And I'm starting to catch up. This game is sliding into the Draw-Go dregs. And I'm not going to be the first one to pull a trigger on Mana Drain. Because I know they have one too. Horn Power Stone. Yep, more mana. You can have that. Ooh, bargain. I'm 1 mana away from casting one of these 6-drops with Drain and Force backup. And as soon as I find that mana, I'm making my move. They're continuing to build their mana. Show and Tell. Ooh, that's interesting. I can Show and Tell with Mox and Soul Ring. Then I can filter black into blue, green, blue. I can show and tell with Force and Drain backup. Should I wait one more turn? One more turn is one more draw step. Maybe Gataxian Probe's involved. All right, maybe they get impatient and tap out. But that is exciting. I would show Bargain and then start drawing all my fast mana and try to end the game. But if they get twitchy and cast a spell and let me drain and untap into extra mana, that's just the whole world for me. Crucible is scary because if they just slam Strip Mine off the top, but I think I have to let it go. Oh, okay. This is what I've been holding on to on 4 for a while. I'm gonna repeal my Mox and just get the cantrip, build the Storm, see what happens there. 1, 2. All right, Storm is already 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. If I show and tell and they counter, I drain. I don't have 5 blue mana. I have 4 blue mana. Shit. I could just Desire for 3, see what comes out of it. I could also Wishclaw for Black Lotus and Desire for more. Okay, I'm going to try that. Wishclaw Talisman. Then I'm going to turn my colorless mana into blue-green, spend the green to wish. This can get me the Black Lotus. Oh, Academy might have been better there, but Lotus builds Storm also. All right, Lotus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How do you feel about 5 Mind's Desires? Please don't have Flusterstorm. This is not a card they had seen yet. Golgari Signet. DT. Island. Swamp. Signet. Okay. Signet. They're miscalculating my Signet. That resolves. That's all Storm. Other Signet. DT for Academy. Oh, they have more counterspells. Mana Leak. Okay, I don't have enough mana to pay for that. I can force pitching show and tell. If I do that, I could also just wait. I could play Island. I did just get a 4 for 1. I think I could just accept that. It's not sexy, but okay. I'm just going to play Island now. And I gave them the Wishclaw, though. They could wish for Strip Mine and put me in the dumpster. I could cast Show and Tell right now and just hope they're out of gas. But Show and Tell could put in something fucked up from their hand. There are some zeros left in my deck if my Show and Tell for Bargain works. This is so tricky. My Lotus is already spent. Echo's in the deck somewhere. So is Frantic Search. My Blue Mox is already in play. I've already repealed. Gataxian Probe's in there. This isn't that sexy. Upheaval's in there somewhere as well. I could Show and Tell, put in Archon, try to draw a card. All right, I'm going to take my 4 for 1 and just pass the turn. They have my Wishclaw, but I have Force Blue card and Mana Drain that I can do both of. And they made their land drop, so they're not going to try to strip me out. And I guess with this much artifact mana, that's a bad plan anyway. I feel like Show and Tell would have resolved there. I'm just really worried about what might be left in their hand. Fairy Hero of Dominaria. That's a mana drain target if I've ever seen one. Mana drain this. They have 3 cards left. We know that they can Wishclaw for their mana drain. That gives me Wishclaw back. I just gotta hope Force of Will beats this stack, but they know about the Force of Will. They don't know about the blue card. But I think they would not have activated Wishclaw if they already had 1 counterspell. I'm gonna force their drain, so my drain resolves. If the stack clears like this, I do want the drain mana. All right, they had their force. All right, so it's Teferi versus Archon, and Archon kills Teferi. So let's see what they do with the Teferi. They're just drawing a card. So 2 cards in hand. My Wishclaw's back. They get 2 mana right now, because that's when we had the fight. Do you have an actual spell to do with this with? Oh, untapping Basalt Monolith. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Don't scare me like that. Untapped blue. Ooh. Ooh. That's interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. That's not enough to wish for Freebooter and Archon. I could wish for something, float all my mana, and then Upheaval. Is this enough mana? I have 1 floating, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, it's not enough to do all of that. I could probe them, or I could, Mentor I don't have enough for. All right, I'm going to get probe and see what we're working with. Show me your secrets. Please don't have a counterspell. All right, their hand is bricks. So blue, blue, make blue, green, use the green to make green, black, then blue, black. I'm going to heave, leaving blue, black, or leaving blue or black floating. I have a lot of blue. I'll leave black floating. Chuck your hand back into your hand, and that puts Wishclaw back in my hand as well. And then this is free. Soul Ring can cost blue. And Soul Ring gets Signet. Did this even do anything? I guess it set them back a bunch of land drops. Play the other Signet. And then if I had done this the other way, I could have redeployed Wishclaw. Swamp. Mox Diamond, discarding Island, and then black colorless, get Wishclaw back down. Not even sure if that was good. It was certainly exciting, though. I did not bother to pay attention if their artifact mana could redeploy to Fairy on the same turn or not. It probably can. They had a lot of it. But setting them back all those land drops when I only had 2 lands anyway, that's a pretty good upheaval. Could I have cast Archon that turn and just killed Teferi? Probably. I'm willing to accept criticism that I don't know what my deck does. From Mox, which means they drew something to pitch to it. Oh, they pitched the Teferi. That's crazy. That was their only spell of note, so they must have drawn a better one. Fascinating. Did they draw a Twister? Crucible? Okay, we knew about that. Wow, that's not what I thought was going to happen there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Archon. I guess this Archon isn't great because they pitched the Teferi. They probably correctly identified that that's not important. Or that like, did they draw Metamorph? There's a Plains from their hand. This Vista's still over there. Plus Basalt Monolith and the other things I bounced. Oh, Solitude. That's a powerful card we haven't seen yet. Got it. Don't really want to twist them here. I can Consecrated Sphinx. Sphinx. 12 cards left in my deck. One of them is Echo, so I can send my deck back into my deck. I'm worried about time at this juncture. Okay, Sheldock Isle is really powerful right now. And their Fractured Identity is still in the deck somewhere. My Blightsteel is still in the deck somewhere. My Archon of Cruelty is no longer in the deck somewhere. Horn Power Stone's back. Salt Monolith's back. In Echo with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, echoing with Sphinx in play just seems too good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I should tap black instead of blue for this one. Let's echo. I would like to draw all of the cards, please. Yes. 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 Okay, now I have to get Mentor into play, which should not be hard. And then I deploy everything else. Okay, here's the Pearl. This is about clicking fast now, because I think I've won this game. They have a Force of Will that could fight over this, but I have Force in my hand. Force, I'm going to Force pitching Mind's Desire. That card is not going to come up again. I'm out of Minds to Desire. Oh no, do they have a Flusterstorm? Oh, Ancestral. Yeah, that's fine. Now I'm going to start declining these. No. No. No, this is mercifully optional. There's Mentor, Probe You. Get some Mentor triggers. So it auto yields on these. I don't have a Time Walk in my deck, unfortunately. Their hand is pretty bad over there. Lotus Petal, cast. Petal resolves. Got my mana. Signet resolves. Filter black mana into here. Rebooter. Finally showing up. My sideboard technology. And taking the Fractured Identity. And then Rakdos Signet. Trigger Mentor. Got a minute 11 left on the clock. And I can filter this mana to cast a Demonic Tutor. If there is an untapped blue source left in my deck, Black Lotus qualifies. Now I can hold up Mana Drain. And I'm just gonna go to combat. Back with my 4/6. And then discard a bunch of lands in the end step. And there's not a good creature to Bribery, and that's the only spell in their hand. Okay, here we go. No, I have 26 seconds left. Go ahead, probe me. No. Bribery is the only card in their hand, and I don't care if they mana leak it. Like, I'm just going to let it resolve. It doesn't matter. Strip Mine my Academy, doesn't matter. Bribery resolves, I'm out of creatures. Sheldock Isle. Uh-oh, here we go. What was hiding under here? Wait, I don't care about Time Walk. Care about Grim Monolith. I will double block with some monks here. Right, I have to F6. They can mana leak my mana drain anyway, so I'm not going to cast that card. They're just trying to time me out here, and it might work. It is going to work, fuck. 6 seconds. 1 second, damn it, and then they can cast the mana leak, which will take me more than a second to pay for, even though I can easily pay for it. Well played, opponent. You can take your wins in this casual cube draft, however you like, I suppose. But we won this game. Okay, on to the next one. We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. I'm on the draw in round 2. I am keeping the shit out of this hand. Gotta hope they don't interact with me, I guess. Because I'm not planning on interacting with them. Okay. Lotus. Emerald. Sapphire. Petal. Diamond. Even drew the island to discard to that. Academy. Blue, blue, blue. Colorless. Black, 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 black. Alright. How'd we do? Does it resolve? Draw a card. Draw a card. Sphinx, okay. We got something. I'm looking for Mind's Desire. Mentor, also very good here. Frantic Search. That can untap Academy. Upheaval. My opponent is F6'd, it appears. I should be careful of this mountain, though, so I don't get randomly burned out. That would be really embarrassing. Can I win all at once? That's actually not something my deck really does. I'm going to play Mentor, leaving a blue in the pool. I should have left a black in the pool. Whoops. Already making mistakes. So excited to be doing whatever the fuck this is. Okay, blue, white, Frantic Search to untap my Academy. Big game. Draw 2, discard 2, discard 2 lands. Those don't matter. Untap Academy. And a bunch of mana, 5 mana for Gilded Lotus. That's in there. Take blue, blue, blue. Repeal my Mox Sapphire. Play my Mox Sapphire. I'm going to pay the iron price of mana to Gataxian Probe them. They're just freaking me out with this mountain. Oh, okay. Yeah, they tricked me. They're a fake mountain deck. I can dig into Force of Will if I feel like that's important next turn. But for now, I can just chill on my preposterous board position. Merchant Scroll Dak Faden is all they got going on over there. They packed it up. Supreme. Okay, they're a Dak Faden deck. That might mean that I just cut the Blightsteel. That's just not a plan anymore. That's a pretty significant liability. I think I want booty in over it. Even stealing Worm Coil is not that bad compared to Blightsteel Colossus. Okay, let's do it. Like this. This hand is a keep. I have a turn 1 freebooter and probe. I get to look at their hand twice. Good stuff. Oh, they know my hand too. There are no secrets. I'll have 2 secrets to their 0 shortly. They currently have 4 secrets to my 0. Oh. Alright, let's have a peek. What's in the box? Memory Deluge Black Lotus. That's not a good start against my booter, which can take your Deluge, and then you have nothing at all. Exile Deluge. And their hand is Island Lotus. Cool. Mox Jet has joined the party. I don't really need to... Well, I can Mox Diamond now that I drew the extra land. I don't really need to do anything. I know that their hand doesn't function, and I have Force of Will in mine. I'm going to deploy my Gilded Lotus and hold up Force of Will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think investing in the future is worth it here. I could have held up Hardcast Force, but I have the Force. They draw a spell I need to counter. Yeah, I think that qualifies. Oh, can I Frantic Search, untap 1, 2... Oh, I'm actually a land short of Frantic Search and then Hardcasting Force, but that would just mill 2 anyway. Yeah, I guess this qualifies as something that needs to be forced. Timely draw. Now we're both Hellbent, basically. We both have tons of mana and nothing to do with it. If they can remove my freebooter and unlock their Deluge, they're going to pull ahead very quickly. It's going to keep my Academy full and happy. Oh god. Exile the top 3 cards of an opponent's library. Put a creature card with mana value X. Alright. The race is on. My deck points versus their life points. They got my Sphinx. Mana value X. Okay. It takes them 2 turns to do that. I guess I have to attack Ashiok. Just make sure it doesn't unload on me with my own Sphinx. Exiled my Demonic Tutor, my Show and Tell, and a bunch of lands. And Sphinx. How about a spell deck? Still not a spell. This is the last turn that I get to attack Ashiok before Sphinx is here. And I'll lose the game quickly after that. They got my Worm Coil also. Yeah, Planeswalkers certainly break open board stalls. It has been said before. Ooh, so does Echo of Eons. I'm going to attack Ashiok first, in case I somehow lose the counter war over this. Or if they have Hull Breacher. Alright, I'm going to put a damage on Ashiok. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's have fresh hands. This helps me more than it hurts me right now. So they're turning their hand from not good cards into good cards isn't great. I mean, I have plenty of mana to pay for a Spell Pierce, so I will, but they might as well fire it off and tax me. Oh, I found the Desire, and we can cast it. Yeah, baby. Sapphire. Petal. I can do the Sapphire Storm trick. Repeal my Sapphire. I found Gataxian Probe also. Storm is Infinity Gazillion. They have Time Spiral and Fallen Shinobi and Gataxian Probe over there. Okay. Storm is 7. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana right now. 10 mana right now. I'll make 6 and let's... Or I could just cast Archon. Oh, that's so boring though, but it's definitely the right play. It kills Ashiok before they can do other shit. Boo. Boo. Yeah, Frantic Search is in exile. I pitched that. Guess I could Echo to spin again. My Black Lotus is still in my deck somewhere. Fine. Fine. I will make the exciting play. Even though I think casting Archon is the correct one. Alright, I found Bargain. Signet. Soul Ring. Mox Pearl. Swamp. Ymir Signet. Force of Will. Okay. I get my Archon anyway. Oh, Mentor came off that. Yep, Mentor. Signet. Trigger. Set my auto yields. Demir Signet. Mox Pearl. Soul Ring. Bargain. I think I have enough cards. And Swamp for turn. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Plenty of mana. I even get to keep my Lotus Petal. Blue. Or I should start with Soul Ring, I guess. Soul Ring. I don't think it matters, but I can tap better. I might as well. Archon of Cruelty. Kill your Ashiok. Draw a card. All of this with this Force of Will still chilling. Oh, I even drew Black Lotus. I can hold up Mana Drain in case they do anything I care about, which seems unlikely at this point, but okay. Pass the turn. So they can Time Spiral, and then I can Mana Drain it. They probe me first, see the Mana Drain, get disappointed. Sapphire, that was one of the 2 cards I didn't know about. Oh, who knew? Draw 7s are pretty good. Echo of Eons, baby. Okay, here's the Time Spiral. Let's hope this is a last-ditch effort and that they don't actually have a plan for this Mana Drain that they saw. Nope, they scooped it. They were just hoping I didn't see the line of casting my spell. Okay, on the board with a real victory. 2-0 in actual victories. Let's go. On the draw for the final round. And I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana on turn 1. But all it does is upheaval. I don't know. I think that's a pretty good backup plan. Especially if my opponent does anything remotely fair. All right, show me your secrets. Okay, Dig Through Time, Time Twister, Narset, Gush Channel. Ooh, that's kind of disgusting. Well, none of those things interact with this Yawgmoth's Bargain I just drew. Well, Narset interacts extremely powerfully with the Yawgmoth's Bargain, actually. Upheaval and Mox Diamond are not a combo on the front end. They are kind of a combo on the back end. And none of this shit matters to me right now. I could spend my Lotus and just get Bargain into play. Yeah, that's worth doing. That is an extremely powerful effect. Black, black, black. Bargain. And let's dig. They're blue-green. I think our life total's pretty safe. If they can stick this Narset, we're in a lot of trouble. That's the life you live. And a drain, okay. Heal. I'd like to get another 0 mana artifact here, so I can play out some of these signets before I have to discard. Just Desire. I like that card quite a bit. Drawn a lot of cards. Okay, there's a Petal. Should I just chill? Should I go all the way to 1? See what happens? Twister, Narset, Gush, Dig. Yeah, I just don't care about any of the things that they have over there for another turn cycle either. Okay, there's the Mox. Alright, so Sapphire, Emerald. You can drop a Signet here. Signet. Right, now I'm going to go to discard. I guess I should run out Lotus Petal also. Just one less card I have to discard. I can't get to Desire mana this turn. So I'm going to discard Echo, so it's in the graveyard for next turn. Colossus shuffles in. I don't need 2 swamps, and I want this Sphinx in the deck where Desire can find it. Mox Pearl. Oh, that's actually really bad. It's only kind of bad. They can cast Narset here, but I can repeal it. We're fine. We're doing okay. Unless they want to do the twist instead. All right. Narset. I'm a mana short of mana draining that. Just hanging her out on 5. And I know what they drew for the turn. They could Gush, but then I can drain their Gush. I don't get a draw step. Academy's in my deck somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeal Narset. Found Force of Will. Okay. I can Echo, or I can draw with Bargain. 1. There it is. Okay. All right, I'm done drawing with Bargain. It was there the whole time. Oh, I had DT. I could have just gotten it. Does DT make mana here? My Lotus is already spent, so probably not. Storm is 1. I can make it 2 with the DT. Or I could Can I play Signet first? Yeah, I can play Signet first. And then Academy is good for infinite mana. I can take, I think, 2 more draws, maybe 3. Any artifact I find is a complete banger. Show and tells, whatever. Archon, bummer. I would have preferred that in the deck, but it's okay. That was the greed I signed up for. Blue, 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 blue. Black. Demonic Tutor to build Storm. What's the Storm card I want? Oh, it's Frantic Search. That's a good one. Yep, Frantic Search, easy money. Frantic Search, and then I can search frantically. Draw to discard Island and Show and Tell. So they have nothing they can put in off Show and Tell. Yeah, actually, discard Worm Coil Engine Island. Untap these 2 lands. And then I can cast Show and Tell to build Storm. That's so funny. 10 mana. Yeah, they have no permanents they can put in off Show and Tell. They could Gush in response and put one of the lands back down. That's pretty cool. To put in Archon. Yeah, they're just not interested in this Gush. Archon. Chew a card up out of your hand. Probably Dig Through Time or Channel. They don't have green to cast Channel. That seems like the one to get rid of. Oh, got rid of Twister. Okay, fair. And I think we can Desire now. It's good for more than half of my deck. And I'm holding up Mana Drain and Force of Will going into their turn. Plus Archon just gained me 3 life, which is more cards off of Bargain. Finally, Blightsteel Colossus shows up. Blightsteel. More Signets. This is turn 2, by the way. Supreme. There's my Mox. I have a floating mana. Might as well cast Wishclaw Talisman off of Signet. And then we pass the turn with 2 counter spells up. Don't even need to Echo. Don't even want to Echo, actually. I think it's actively bad to do that here. Mox Ruby. That does not help. They're probably going to float 2 mana, Gush. Are they casting Omnath? What are they doing over here? There's Gush. The mana they floated doesn't cast any cards in their hand, so I'm going to Mana Drain the Gush. Blue, blue, drain. Now they can play Channel or Narset, but not both because they floated the way that they did. Okay. Got in there. I don't think anything changes about my deck. Didn't see anything that would talk me out of playing the same pile again. Right back in we go. We got Echo of Eons I'm going to keep. My opponent does have Narset in their deck, which makes this draw 7 all-in strat a little risky. Oh. Not as risky as it once was. Don't Spell Pierce my Lotus, you meanie. Okay. White mana, Monastery Mentor, Lotus Petal, triggers. They just fucking conceded. Hashtag brand, turn 1, Monastery Mentor for the win. Okay, this deck was really good. We won all of the matches that we played, or that we got to finish, and we were probably 10 seconds on the clock away from being a 3-0 trophy. We actually did win all the matches, but the clock is part of Magic Online. I did spend a lot of time thinking about what's in my deck on various tutors and stuff, so I could have found 20 seconds somewhere if I tightened up. Deck was great. I think keeping it blue-black, other than the Mentor, was a smart call. We were tempted into red and green a couple of times. There was an Oko, there was a Empty the Warrens, and we had some choices. I think we found the sweet spot of monsters that you can put into play versus... Like, I could have had too many. I could have just taken, like, the Inkwell Leviathan and the Mere Battle Sphere and all those things that we passed in favor of good spells and good mana. And we have plenty of stuff to do here. Plenty of mana to do it all with. I actually think the Show and Tell is really risky in the cube and maybe shouldn't be in my deck. Maybe that should have just been the freebooter. I was impressed how castable Archon of Cruelty was at basically every opportunity. I think I cast it more than I cheated it in throughout this league, and I don't think it was close either. Yeah, that's a trophy in our hearts, a 2-1 on the boards. King of the Depths, thank you for asking me to do this. I love Supreme Cube. It's probably off Magic Online by the time this video airs. Unfortunately, it'll be back next year. I hope you all got your fill while it was up, because this is a very unique Magic the Gathering experience. I am bummed out that you can't get 2 of the same card. Pretty sure that's a mistake and that you're supposed to be able to do that. But that is what it is. The format's still awesome. Decks are still insane. Games are still great. Thank you all for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.